Why did the LA Clippers disrespect Chris Paul like that? That's what a lot of people are saying, but there are so many layers you need to understand before you draw any conclusions, so let's talk about it. Clippers were supposed to be Chris Paul's final stop, where he announced to the world at the age of 40 that he'd be retiring at the end of the season, basically announcing his farewell tour. But instead of celebration, he found himself benched, racking up more DNPs, did not plays more than ever before. Not only was Coach Ty Lue not playing him, but he wasn't even speaking to him. Reportedly, did not speak to Chris Paul for weeks. Do you now understand the frustration from Chris Paul's perspective? Like, the coach doesn't play me, doesn't even speak to me, and we're losing games? When I've been the leader of winning teams and understand what it takes to win, and none of those things we are doing. So he began calling out the Clippers' direction because he understood what it took to win, which is what the Clippers were not doing. But from the players' perspective, the guys in the locker room, a player like Chris Paul, from their perspective, who's not contributing to the team on the court, is now calling out coaching and management. What Chris Paul believed was holding others accountable to improve the team's success was perceived by everyone else as him being critical as a guy who wasn't contributing. And Chris Paul understood that, which is why he requested to meet with Coach Ty Lue to address those allegations by the team. But guess what? Ty Lue wasn't speaking to him and did not meet with him. And Lawrence Frank of the Clippers, right after Ty Lue refused to meet with Chris Paul, flew to Atlanta to deliver the news. They're saying he was an issue in the locker room and wasn't helping the team. But now that you understand both sides, my thing here is this. Why would you bring in Chris Paul at the age of 40, knowing the kind of player he was because he was on your Clippers team years ago? Chris Paul is 40 years old. What did the Clippers expect from him on a basketball court? And if he can't do nothing on the court, he'll do it off the court. That's where his leadership comes in, being vocal, which you guys perceive all of this to be detrimental to the team, which you guys perceive this all to be holding the team back, contributing to a toxic environment. Chris Paul wanted to bring value to the LA Clippers like Udonis Haslam did for the Miami Heat. This team is 5-16, no one's speaking to him, and they won't even play it. With all of that context, it's weird to point at Chris Paul knowing where he is at this stage of his career and how the Clippers are looking right now. But what are your thoughts? Is this a Chris Paul issue or a LA Clippers issue? Because there's two perspectives that have valid points, but what do you believe? Let me know in the comments below.